Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Therapy.
And it's me, your co-host, Rose McAleese. You don't like that?
No.
Take two.
No, it's not that. I didn't like that. It was just so awkward. It was weird.
I know. I was thinking
this is the first time we did it. We never said it out loud. Okay.
I've never said it out loud. It feels weird. It's like saying my name for the first time.
Yes. Okay. Because you don't ever introduce yourself.
No.
That was weird. I didn't even know what to do with myself.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay. Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Therapy.
And your co-host, Rose McAleese.
Whoa, guess the fuck what?
Why?
We got Jessica Clarke on the pod.
Yes, we did. And we talked about so many great things and we answered 2 emails.
2 emails. Look at us.
We're killing it.
Getting it done.
Yeah.
Productive.
We loved it. And in these 2 emails, we were able to talk about self-love, self-discovery, and of course, the importance of safe sex.
What else do we have to say? I don't know.
You do these. So I
don't even know what to say.
I love that you don't know what to say.
Like, I just go with it. I guess, yeah, give us 5 stars. Leave a review.
Yeah, leave a review.
Send it to your besties, to your exes.
Also, remember that from moving on, these podcasts are going to feel like a great big slumber party, which is something we learned.
That's what we always want to do, is to feel like we're at a sleepover.
Yeah.
But then we actually just go home later.
Yes, we sleep in our respectable own beds.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different vibe when you're older.
Anyways, cheers, and please enjoy this episode after the break.
And then this is when the break happens.
Yeah. Broke girl therapy.
Wait, do you guys have a new intro?
We do. Well, we do. But the thing is, I do want to
preference. When you lower your mic, it's like on your forehead. Sorry. It's like, she's like screaming.
I'm just so excited
like your third
to be
eye.
here.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it's different now? Does it feel different?
It doesn't feel different. No, because I'm an OJ.
That's what I'm saying though. But like,
I've never been on the podcast when Steph didn't do her OG.
I know, but now I do the intros later. I've been doing that even before Rose came on.
You did it when I did, but either way, there's never been you and someone else.
I know. We did do that one episode with Harrison. It was the 4 of us. HK.
Oh, that was a fun ass episode.
That was fun, and that's when we both got fired that week, and we were living together.
Oh my god, that's right. That was a really fucking fun day.
That was
actually
fun, and we were depressed, but we had fun. And guess what? I'm depressed today, so it's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a great episode on this one. But yes, I do want to start with those.
Yeah,
if
we
it's
just
possible.
do that.
Okay, wait. But also, do you want us to preference the fact that you're getting ready for a date, or you just not want us to talk about it at all? I just think it's a funny thing to talk about to explain what's happening.
First off, was late, and then being like, sorry.
Who was late?
Technically on time.
Exactly. I was late on time.
Well, you didn't know that, though.
Bring
which
it closer
is the
to
best
your
part.
You told me to move it because I was being loud.
No.
You have to move it. It's your forehead.
Because originally the mic was like,
see,
and I was like, girl.
And then you go this way.
Okay, what's
See, I'm
T?
learning a lot being on this.
What's T?
The T is that you technically didn't know you were on time, though, which is why it was funny, because I was going to be early and I was not, because I got dropped in the middle of the freeway.
You can't underestimate. You did what?
I got dropped off in the middle of the freeway because I accidentally put the address in wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually I'm just like, I'm going, huh? Nothing. It's just the address literally took me the long way, and it took me behind her house on the freeway, and it was like, stop here, you've arrived. And then I was like,
you're like, I'm on the
freeway.
Don't say what freeway. Don't say what freeway.
I was like, oh,
no. Yeah.
It's LA. There's so many freeways.
So many freeways. Could be any freeway.
Are you trying to explain why you were late and I was on time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to give you credit. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, but also, like, you're cheating because you're doing your lashes and your makeup.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't even.
Hey.
But
I was once told to save it for the pod, and now I'm saving it for the pod.
No, that is true. I did want you to save it for the pod.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Not us having our first fight.
I know.
Oh my god, is this our first fight?
You guys. Yeah, yours is
I love
fight.
this.
Oh, like we already had our first fight.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
god,
is true.
Did
It was
you?
really cute.
When was it?
It was.
I mean, as a friend or as a friend. We've had. I mean, never a fight. I don't think
the
we've
only
ever
one
fight.
that was like a
agreement?
fight was the one you thought we were having because of him.
Oh no, I didn't.
Voldemort.
Oh, I didn't. I knew we were in a fight.
Yeah.
I knew that he was trying to create a fight.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only time I feel like would be by definition
a fight.
But
I feel like we don't ever fight. We just kind of like, if we just disagree, we just say how we feel.
We
and
just
then
go, okay.
You know what I mean? Literally,
like,
just okay. You say how you feel. We hear each other out. We're like, okay, move on.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's pretty healthy.
No, it is. It really is that. I mean, even these like meetings that we've been having are really entertaining because it's literally been where I will say something and Steph's like, no, that is not what I meant. And I'm like, okay, wasn't
And then
listening.
she got mad at me because she's like, well, you're saying no to everything.
Well, you were literally. And then you even had to be like,
I'm sorry.
I'm actually saying no to everything.
Yeah.
And then you were like,
but
I
have a question about that. Because you've been doing this for
9 years.
Yeah.
9 years.
And you're coming along 9 years later, even though obviously we've all been a part of the journey.
Right. But to be on this side is like a different.
Are you having more trouble than you thought integrating someone else?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, I think it hasn't been hard.
No.
But I don't think it was like
it was a learning curve.
Yeah.
And I think it was like one of those things because I didn't understand fully the mechanisms of how everything was made until Steph made a very amazing 20 slide.
It was a little crazy.
It was beautiful.
Did you really?
20 slide. Yeah. It was a presentation party. It was one of the greatest things. And like when I tell you I fell out of my chair laughing because we were on Zoom and she did it. We had to do 2 Zoom calls because we were doing the free 40-minute ones.
Yeah.
And it went over the 40 minutes and then went over the 40 minutes.
And then we just ended up going on FaceTime.
And then we had to go to FaceTime.
Just on FaceTime the whole time.
But it was so useful because I was like, oh, like and you get it as a producer, you're like, someone can tell me an idea and I give suggestions that I think are like things and they're like, okay, but I can't do this, this, and this. And you're like, why not? And then you see why you can't do those things and you're like, oh,
because I think that's what was happening was like when we first agreed, like, okay, Rose would love we agreed, like, let's do it. I think it was like, and obviously you're excited, you like have all these ideas, and I think there wasn't like an onboarding.
Yes.
You know, if we're gonna take it to corporate, there wasn't an onboarding.
For sure.
And onboarding is important. So it's just like, so I think you came on, without, and how would you know these things? Like, that's not like you weren't on this side of like the production. You were always just a guest and a friend, whatever. So it's like you're spewing ideas, and then I'm also like saying no, or like at least challenging them and being like, well, I'm saying I feel this way because of this, this, and that. And then of course, like, it's gonna make you feel unmotivated. You're not gonna feel like validated. You're not gonna feel like supported. And I didn't want you to feel that way. So I was like, okay, like, let me like try to be a good leader in this way, and also just a good like she's understand that like I've been doing this for 9 years. Like, you can't, how are you gonna know? You know? So
it truly was that. It was just learning the language of it all, and like
how I think, what I want, what my goals are, what's worked, what hasn't. First and foremost, I care about our friendship more than anything.
Yeah,
for sure.
So like, I don't want to create I don't ever want to create an environment where I'm working with someone and it's just like toxic.
Yeah.
But second, it's like I don't want to like put our relationship in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, which is always a fear when you want to work with someone, 100%. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, let me put her in my brain. So then I created a 20 slide deck.
And it worked.
And then afterwards you're like, I get it. So I was like, oh, thank God.
Shit. Yeah. I was like, fucking A. Because I was learning about the demographics and like what hits on TikTok and what because like I understand like TV and film, like as that producing media, and this is different.
Social media and podcast is different.
The language of it all and producing from that point of view is like a different. It's like literally a different language. But I like know enough English to understand Latin to understand Spanish, right? So it was just like that. And then having Steph, and then of course, you know, me being like, oh yeah, like I'm not trying to like, I'm only trying to add. I am not trying to change.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only trying to like literally continue and carry the voice that I fucking love and I'm a huge fan of for like literally 7 years on this side of the couch. And so that was like, I think what was so amazing. And then also just like realizing that, you know, we know this about our friend, like the amount of fucking shit, like she's a one-woman production company.
You're like, oh, but you're doing a lot. Oh, she lives with me, so she kind of
so it's like you say, and you're like, like I mean, those what people don't realize is those photos that you did. I'm like, we did that in her living room.
Oh yeah,
dude.
The blue photos of your headshots.
Cute.
Good with an iPhone. Some Vaseline and a goddamn thing. Well, I had Vaseline on. I had Vaseline on my face, pretty, you know. But like straight up, it's just
I was like, this was just in the living room.
Yeah, and it was like me and Jasper, and that was it. And it was just like on an iPhone, and she like held the light, and then like told me to, and then
shot it and
literally it took it was
minutes.
amazing. And then we recorded an episode. It was great.
Yeah.
So it was been an amazing experience, if only because it like opened my eyes on, oh my God, our friend is so fucking dope. You know what I mean? And so incredible. And her like, and you saw it from living with her. And so that's been really fun. And then also being like, if anything, it's motivated me even more to be like, oh, I really actually fucking care. Like I was talking to my manager today, and my manager's like, I'm so happy for you guys. I know. Shout out Katie Cates. But like how she was like, this is amazing. I'm so like, you know, impressed that this is happening. And I'm like, no, like
really? She was excited about it?
She was very excited about it.
Oh my God, yeah. I know. A lot of people are very excited about the news.
Oh no, they make so much.
And it does. That's why I was like, that's why sometimes I'm like, are people even going to be excited? Because it's like, okay, duh. Like, it's like kind of, but I'm also like, oh wait, you guys are excited because duh.
Yeah.
You know?
And so it's been really good. And it's also, you know, the whole thing about like the fear of like working with friends. But my thing is this is fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's something I love and I care about. And it's like,
and I want it to always feel fun. Like even for myself, even when it was just me, it was like, Steph, are you having fun? And when I wasn't, what I took a break.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this wasn't fun for a minute, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but now it feels fun again. And it's feeling even more fun knowing that like I'm doing this with you. And then to like even bring you like with when me and Jess are here, like for all of us to see each other and to bond and to like all that stuff. So it's just, you know, I think like I'm just excited. I feel like it's just a natural progression. It was like, why not just do this? And I also think like, you know, like to give you your flowers too, like you're so fucking like creative and so yes, like you really are. Like Rose, like you
really are. I'm always so impressed by you.
Like I'm so impressed. I've always been so impressed by you. The moment I met you, the Thirst Trap episode back in 2018 when Scorpion album came out by Drake. Check.
Fact check.
Because it dropped right when we were at the episode.
Yep.
You're so smart. You're so creative, and you're so.
She's just a bad bitch.
Yeah, like you're so open-minded, and you're so honest, and you're so authentic. Like 100%. When I tell you the same person off air and on air, like consistent. Like you've never like switched up on right.
Yes.
And so I'm just like, that's the type of like
energy you need.
Energy.
Yeah.
You know, because it brings something special to the show.
Oh no.
So it adds
crazy
on
because
to that,
like
you know?
when you have someone that can actually talk their shit and doesn't.
Right.
And is humble, big, small, indifferent. Yeah. Flowers.
Exactly.
Flowers.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
like what the yeah. No, dead ass. 100%. And like again.
Because if I had your accolades, I can't promise I will not be. What do you want me to do?
Right.
And why?
It is also my favorite thing because I mean the way the community that is Broke Girl Therapy is like truly one of my favorite things because it's how we became friends, right? And then we just worked together, right? And so that's
and
like
that made me like I've been meaning to tell you, just like hell yeah, you
hell
know what I mean? Like fuck
we
yeah,
gotta keep the money in the circle.
That's what I'm saying.
We're trying to have Nepo friends,
right? And like fuck yeah for you to like have such a great opportunity, and fuck yeah for you to like put on your friends, you know?
Bro,
like
seriously.
It's not this gatekeeping like, oh, it's just mine. It's mine. It's no. You know what I mean? It's just like, no, like if I like we could all be successful together.
100%.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be successful by myself.
Right. Like let's all
sorry,
be on
who wants to be in the VIP room by themselves? That's
so
weird,
gross,
homie.
Weird.
That's the thing. And that's again one of your amazing strengths though, is because you can see people's talent and be like, come here. Yeah. Right? Like literally we were just talking about the two people that you just befriended on and you were like, I saw both of them. They're both beautiful human beings. I saw what could be possible. Yeah. And it's just like, that is just who you are, is that you can like shine a light on people and it doesn't dim your light at all.
Yes.
Because you can just like, see, this is why I love this now. Because it feels like a slumber party now.
Like I'm going to cry.
Do you know what I mean? Yes.
No.
Everyone. She's adjusted her lashes.
Maybe I'm ovulating.
Yeah. Oh, I will.
I've definitely been crying all day.
Ovulation nation. Honestly, hell yeah.
The three of us, fuck yeah.
I have to say, you guys, okay.
And everyone that comes on the show, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Truly, honestly, thank you for coming on.
Right.
And also, but it's like, I do think that, I was breaking it down to our friend Lauren, that I feel like they kept on saying because of our industries and the state of the world and everything, it was like survive 25. And it's now.
For real.
For real, I think it's get to 26 and 27 is going to be heaven.
Right.
Like, it's truly this trajectory of, like, just keep going. There is art to be made.
Yeah.
There are things to be said. There are people to champion. There are communities we need to protect. Like, let's just keep fucking going and do it like a slumber party vibe.
And that's crazy because, you know,
whole
obviously
point
I'm
of
a
the show,
Christian girly,
too.
but one of my best friends, Jade, she was telling me about the Chinese.
Talk closer to the mic.
Oh,
why are you so distant from the microphone? It's been a minute, girl. You took a break.
You did.
You know, refresh.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this our first fight? Are mom and dad fighting?
So
do I have to call my mom to pick me up from the summer party?
Literally, you probably were that girl.
No, I was.
Well, you
yeah,
no, I
sure,
I called my
you.
dad at 3:45 in the morning once, and I was like, "Dad, I want to go home." And shout out to Juanita and Lavita's very sweet mother, who like sat on the porch with me and was like,
what's her name?
"Oh, the twins' names were Juanita and Lavita.
That's
They were the best. Shout out."
What the fuck?
Yeah, Juanita and Lavita. Their mom was so sweet, so kind to me. She is one of the women that made me feel beautiful when I was an awkward little girl. She was like, "You better love your body," and I was like, "Okay, I will."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I called.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Oh, Chinese New Year.
Yes.
I mean, not Chinese New Year. Chinese horoscope. I think.
Yeah.
So Jade was telling me that, according to their,
So you're the snake, right?
Yeah, it's
but
shedding.
it's the shedding.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was just like, but
Girl.
whether you believe it or not, it's like everyone in my life is going through major shedding. Like, if this year has just been like, everyone is like, I'm holding on. I'm losing things, but I'm gaining myself. I'm like, I'm losing, but I'm gaining. And it's just like, we're just on this. It's
ebb
just
in the flow.
ebb
Right.
in the flow. But I am excited for next year because apparently they go back to 1. And so next year is supposed to be like a renewal. That's why you're shedding this year. And then next year they
get
go
to
back
26.
to 1.
Yeah.
Girl.
See,
I'm ready.
I mean, even
But
the Grand Canyon is burning right now, and that the white sage, that's a good sign. No, that's a good sign.
Okay.
This is white sage?
Yes, because
Coming
it's
from
it's
the
sage.
dark
well,
side?
because
Sage
it's
is a
sage.
cleanse
It's
of the
literally,
fucking
it's like
energy.
all these like indigenous TikTokers are like, nah, you guys, the earth is like healing. Let's get these people out of here that suck. Let's keep going.
Turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off.
But yeah.
The TV be off on my house. My TV is TikTok, and I love it because I create my own algorithm. I create my own channel. You know,
Yeah.
My curation.
It's a
Yeah,
curation.
you got to block out what you don't want to see.
What I don't want to see. I just see baby girls tell me about their lives and their stories.
Previously.
Okay, so with these emails,
Yeah.
one of the things that I've been telling Steph is that she has not done this, but I've been like, you should probably pre-read some of these emails because you heard about what happened when we were in New York and we did the live show.
She didn't hear what happened because she doesn't.
So she did. Oh, that's okay.
I do listen to the show, but that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
And
fair.
it was an episode that was broken into 2 parts too.
Okay.
But the email was a very dark email.
Oh no.
And it was so funny because we were backstage as it was like unrolling, and I just remember like literally I felt like it was like in a Marx Brothers movie because it was like when I was dating the Southern Gentleman.
Yes.
He stuck his head out, I stuck my head out, and then Brian stuck his head out, and it was like the 3 of our being like, what is, and even Steph was like, oh, okay, this email is getting really dark and whatever, so we have to like preemptively sometimes read the emails beforehand.
But I didn't do it for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she didn't. That's why I was like, she didn't. Well, I like the shock of surprise. That's why I was like, I want to now try to help with that part.
No, it doesn't need help.
Okay.
It doesn't need fine tuning. Let's be surprised.
I do like that. But here's my other thing.
I go off of the subject and be like, okay, maybe they could relate to this or not, you know?
Yeah. I will say though, someone did comment on the post. Remember? That was like, you guys had a lot of opinions. So I would like to preference that none of us are professionals.
No one is a professional.
First of all, don't be an asshole.
Ooh, I like that too.
I didn't say it.
Okay. I did.
There you go.
But, okay.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Who wants to read? You want to read, dear reader of a writer over there?
Yes, I will read.
Oh,
give it to the dyslexic.
Yes.
There you go. And also, Miss Lash is over here.
I just don't like the sound of me reading. Every time I'm reading an email and I have to edit back, I'm like, ugh.
Really? I like your reading voice.
I don't know why.
Okay, this one doesn't. Okay, first of all, this email doesn't shout out me or Jess. So, but like whatever, it's fine.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. It does everyone else. It literally says, HK, Nikki, and Cammy, but it's okay. I always like to see if they want to stay anonymous because their name is at the top, so that's why I have to go there.
I just always keep it anonymous, honestly.
Oh, that's really nice.
I just go there, but I just always just double check. That's why. But I'd always just keep it anonymous.
Okay, I am a new listener.
Woo, we have a new listener.
And I love your podcast. It has helped me a lot in my journey and self-discovery. I love your episodes with HK and Nikki and Cammy, and as I've learned a lot about sex, and I'm going through a lot at 24. Oh, perfect. Like I stopped talking to my mom for body shaming me, and we live in the same home.
Oh, wow.
Oof. I have lost close friends. I have long work days, and I'm starting grad school this month. I haven't dated anyone since I was 19, and I've been celebrated for 5 years. I think she means celibate. I'm just going to guess. I've been celibate for 5 years. Now I want to experience new things like my first love. I went in a date and I felt really connected to this person, and my horoscope for that day made me feel very significant. We were planning our second date, but I got sick and I told him I couldn't anymore. He left me on delivery for 4 days.
That's rude.
He randomly responded saying he was going through some concerning his mental health, but by then I was already somewhat over it. So I told him I understood, but he could have told me and it ended it there. I felt relieved, but I could be disorganized advocate, so I'm concerned it was a way for me to avoid a hard conversation by just ending it immediately. I want to know how you knew Brian was your person and how to work through conflict so I can be better in the future.
Aww.
Thank you, from Gemini Sun.
A perfect person.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a really good.
person.
Yeah.
So wait, what happened with the?
So I think the way that it happened is that they had a date planned, the second one, and she was like, oh, I'm sick. I can't make it anymore. He left her on red for 4 days, and then randomly, I feel like after those 4 days was like, hey, I'm going through a mental health thing. But at that point, she was already over it. So she just basically was like, I understand. We should just not try to do a second date, and ended it because she thinks that she's like a disorganized, avoidant type conflict person.
Okay.
And she was like, I was trying to avoid having a hard conversation by ending it immediately. And she wants to know how you knew Brian was your person. That's a really good question. How did you kind of know?
I think it's like it's actually very anticlimactic how I realized he was my person. Is you just knew. Like I know that's such a boring answer, but it's just like I mean y'all saw me when I was single. Like I definitely would feel for guys very easily, but never was I ever the type to be like, this is the man I'm going to marry or have kids with. I didn't ever say that, and I kept those like. I just didn't ever see those things with any of them, but I always obviously had feelings.
Yeah.
But talking to Brian, it was just like sense of, it was like familiar.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, we never really talked like that or whatever. Even though like, like kind of knew him like on, because we followed each other or whatever. But we didn't really like talk. And once we finally talked and like connected, it was just like, it just felt right. Like, I don't explain it. Like I think that when, at least for me, when I would think of like that moment you find the love, it's like, this high, this like, this butterflies and there's fireworks and it's all these things. But like in actuality, it's a sense of calmness.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
And like, it like you feel at home.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
girl, that's what I realized in that book that I just read called Crush.
Yeah.
The idea that I'm like, oh, I want a partner that makes me feel like home.
Yeah. Like it's almost like, for instance, when, even with like friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I felt this way with the both of you where it was instant connection and it just was like, felt familiar and like home in a lot of ways. Yeah. You know? And
that's
so
really
it's like that, but obviously then just at a romantic level.
Yeah.
So I think almost if I would have to like maybe make it like compare it to somebody or something, it is that feeling of like that friendship of feeling like when you have that friend and you feel so comfortable with them, but it's mixed also with romantic.
Did you know
feelings.
immediately, like after your first conversation?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I remember like telling Kelsey, because I was living with Kelsey at the time, like, oh, that's like the man I'm gonna marry and have kids with. And she was like, what the fuck? Because she's never heard me say that. And I was like, I just know. Because also it was like when I was getting to know, because it wasn't off of like our chemistry. Like that plays a little bit, but it was also off of his character.
I will say, as someone who was a backseat person watching this happen, how did you know Brian was our dad? Just kidding. But I think the way you talked about it was, I don't know, it just seemed really calmly cautious.
Yes.
You were like, this is happening. I have fallen in love. I have found my person.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it easy.
I was consciously there.
Yes.
Versus like with other guys where it was like you're delusional.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yes.
Like
like buzzing.
Or like buzzing, or you're like so emotionally like you know. But with him it was just like, and that's why it's like kind of anticlimactic, because it's just like, it's just, oh yeah. And I think that's why sometimes people will misinterpret that at times, if they're not maybe healed or need some a little bit of work, will misinterpret that feeling as boring. Mm-hmm. Because if younger Steph, 25 Steph year old, whatever, or I don't even know, younger Steph, if I would have came across Brian and we would have had that moment, I would have looked
like,
at that
snooze.
as boring.
Yeah,
yes.
Right.
Yes.
Boring.
Because it's not this dramatic thing. It's just like, and also like there's a feeling of, oh my God, it's too comfortable, that you're just like, it's boring. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like there's a sense of high when there comes to like guys who mess with you, and like, you know.
It was a soft landing. It wasn't like a pulling down, which was fun. The spiral was fucking fun. I mean, Love in a Heartless Place, that music video, man, that shit was fun. But then when they're in the bathtub and there's no water, and you're like, this is kind of depressing, you're like, this isn't as cute. But when you get that soft landing,
it's like, okay.
And I literally,
like it's like you're able to breathe. Like I feel like in the past, all the guys, I was like, like I'm hyperventilating. With Brian, it's like
a sigh. That's what it was. That is how you describe it. That you just, it's like it's a release.
Beautiful.
Like, okay, okay, you know, like it's just like I don't feel. And in the past, when I would start crushing on a guy or building feelings, I'm like, okay, let's like look them up. Let's like do the research. Let's Google them. Let's look up their tagged photos. Let's look at their friends. Yes, you know, we all did that, right?
Yeah, we did.
Right? Am I alone here? Is it just me?
No,
but with him,
I still do that shit.
Right, with him, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
at all, because it was like I didn't feel the need to, and I also I think was at a place mentally, not even just because he did that. I think he played a part in it, but I was also just like, I don't know. I was tired of doing that, you know?
Yeah, but also because I think Brian is so authentic. So it was like, you were just like,
well,
oh,
like,
no, who he's telling me is who he's showing me.
Exactly. So I don't need to go search for answers. Like in every guy I've dated, it's like, okay, I'm going to go search for answers because I don't really feel like I know them. Yeah. You know, instead of, I probably should have, going back to homegirl's message, because she's like avoiding a situation. I think I actually did avoid a lot of situations, or I didn't know how to ask the right questions of getting to know someone. Yeah. I don't think a lot of us know how to get to know people. Yeah. If you really think about it. And I think I really struggled on how to get to know somebody. I just was going off of what I wanted them to be. Yeah.
We always project potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. The amount of times we've fallen in love with a future man. Yeah.
And I think, you know, with Brian, it was like I was at a point where it was like we were talking about what you're supposed to talk about when you're getting to know someone. Yeah. You know, and it's like it's more than just like, what do you do for work? What's your sign? Yeah. What do you know, it's just like that. Those are questions that are going to come up for sure. But it's like, it's not.
It's more serious. It's more intentional.
Right. Yeah. And so going back to homegirl's message, I know she was saying like, oh, there's not going to be a second date because he's saying he's struggling with mental, you know, whatever. He's having a moment. And she's like, yeah, I would rather not have a second date. But it's like, I think for me, it's what I'm feeling there is a sense of like, and she did admit that she was avoidant, right?
Yeah,
she knows
she was.
That. Okay,
yeah,
so
she wants to know how she can like be better at that.
I think, well, one, listen to yourself. Do you actually want to talk to him? Because if there's still curiosity about this man, then go. Because sometimes you're just not interested in someone.
Yeah.
And don't force yourself. Right. Yeah. But if you are still interested, I would say look at this person as a human being.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
So that means they are someone that have been like going to struggle with, we all have struggled with depression, anxiety at one point of our lives, you know? Know how to get to know somebody. Yeah. So what's their character? What's their relationship like with their parents is a good first one. Yeah. Which is a hot tip from Nina used to tell me. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And then once I really started popping off with like, what's your relationship with your parents? I do it on the pod too. I'm just like, you really get to know somebody,
100%.
you know?
1,000%. But that is a really good point you bring up, because it is difficult to get to know people. And I have my 4 questions, my quadrant questions on my dating apps. The first question is, what's the worst thing about you?
Oh.
Yeah.
It sets up, because either a guy's like, I don't want to start off negative, and I'm like, well, okay, you can't take a joke, so get rid of it. And then some guys are like, oh, you're funny, and give like a goofy answer. So then I'm like,
Wait,
and then,
are you not looking for real answers?
No, I'm looking, but that's the thing is I'm looking for real answers, but your reaction to the question is an answer.
Yeah.
That's the first answer.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the answers are real. Then people tell me genuinely the worst thing about them is they're like, one guy was like, literally like, I realized that I was a manipulative, abusive to my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, shit, let's talk about it. And then it leads to that conversation. If it doesn't lead to a conversation, my next question is then, why are you single? Because that is sometimes, again, a guy can get really offended by that, which I think is really interesting. And, when they throw it upon me, I always have my answers for all these questions.
No one's ever asked me that when I was single.
Really?
Which is crazy, because I'm just like, because everyone, all the single people are like, oh yeah, people always ask that. It's such an annoying question. I'm like, no one's asked me that, and that's actually very concerning.
You think it's concerning?
I thought it was concerning that no one ever fucking asked me that question. Why are you single?
Are you saying it in a way that they understand why you are single?
Yeah, they're just coming like, girl, I see it. We don't need to know.
Stefanie,
We're not questioning it.
Oh my God, no, I would see it as the opposite. That I would see it as like, okay, I see your point of view.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh no,
no one's ever fucking asked me that.
No, but then I can also see someone just being like, oh, she must be single for a reason. She's so cool. Like that, you know, you give me that energy where it's like,
no,
like
I don't think that's. I think it's just
like
I see why she's single. It's like they're like, especially when they date me, because y'all are my friends. You're gonna fucking you're gonna support me and uplift me, girlhood.
Yeah, but I'll date you.
Right,
I'll do it.
This is when I was single. It's just like obviously these guys were saying, a different. Their dynamic is different with me as someone I'm dating, and so they see that.
But it opens up a lot.
But none of them ever asked me. Never went on a date. They're like, so why are you single? No.
Yeah.
Never asked me. I kind of wanted someone to ask me because I'm like,
would you have known then why you were single?
It was less about what have I known, but more so like a compliment.
Yeah.
Of just like, because why am I single, girl?
But
it's just like, y'all know I'm single because you don't even gotta ask.
See, but then that in itself would tell me, as someone asking that question on the app, you taking it positive, because there's a lot of times when a guy takes it negatively, I'm like, that tells me why you're single. Right. And you being like, you're right, why am I single? That is a reaction. So like these questions are questions that give me more answers because of someone's how it makes you feel gut wise, which is again to the thing, because my last question is basically like Nina's question, but I kind of flip it where I go, how what words would your exes and your best friends both use to describe you? Like where's the Venn diagram?
Your exes and your best friend
is like, your group of friends, like what words overlap. And it says a lot because it tells me the relationship they have with their friends as well as the relationship they have with like exes and stuff like that. And anytime a guy's like, well, all my exes are crazy, I'm like, well, you're the common denominator. Yeah, that's a red flag.
Right. What that's for me is like, what would your exes say about you? That's a good, for me, I've asked guys that.
Yeah.
Like,
be careful fanning that.
Oh, sorry. Because I want to know, I want to know, like, one, I don't tolerate people that speak,
closer to the mic.
That speak negatively about they don't pick it up from here.
We don't know.
Guys that speak negatively
sounds better
about women. Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. If you and again, that ties into the relationship with your parent thing, because if you speak badly of your mom, I'm gonna be like,
oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I don't
unless it's grantedly earned. You know what I mean? But it says a lot on that. But with to bring up all that with the ideas of like the questions you have to ask, these people to get to know them, and about our dear reader is she also is trying to avoid confrontation. So then it's like, the best way to understand like whether or not she should go on the second date with this guy or like what you said is the truest part, where it's like, well, listen to yourself. Are you just making yourself do that because you're trying to break a pattern, or is this guy worth breaking the pattern for to kind of, or are you in a weird way? I feel like sometimes people do this on dating where you're like trying to find yourself in other people.
Right.
And it's like, well, then maybe the thing you should start doing is seeing what conversations you avoid within yourself, right? Like, yes, she is very, the fact that she is self-aware of the fact that she's avoiding conversations in dating says that you have growth. So you brought up your mom and how you live with her and how you don't really talk to her because of her body shaming, right? So then it's like, so then what conversations are you avoiding that you might not want to have with your top?
1000%, because
it's giving all roads lead to therapy.
Vocal therapy. The common denominator here is she's avoiding the hard-hitting question is the mental health aspect of it. You're avoiding a situation that's probably making you feel uncomfortable because it's something that you need to face within yourself, and they're kind of that mirror.
Yeah.
And so when he's like, hey, I'm struggling with mental health, that's triggering something. And why is that? Is it because...
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
I think it's great she's aware of
Reflect. Yeah. And so, and for me, I'm also like, you know, let's say you're undecided of how you feel about this person, if you're interested or you're not interested. But I think don't add pressure on understanding on what it is and what you should do. I think, I don't know, I think for me, maybe use it as like practice. Like I always like when I would date guys, even though I knew like maybe this isn't the one within like 5 minutes of the date, I'm just like, this is practice for me.
Yeah.
This is practice on how to get to know someone. This is me trying to learn to not be avoidant and know how to get to know someone, to see what I like and I don't like.
Yeah.
Like this person, you don't have to assume is going to be the person you're going to be dating and falling in love with. It could just be this person that you have maybe a little bit of interest in a sense of like, what's this person about?
Yeah.
Why not explore that?
Yes.
Connection is like great to meet people, and sometimes you meet them and you're on a date with them and you've never seen them again, and that's okay.
And that is acceptable. And it is one of those things that's kind of nice where it's like your friends will always remind you who you already are, but sometimes dating can remind you who you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's like where you can be like, maybe I don't want to date, you know, or I don't want to date this type of person. Or like to your point where it's like this idea of like, I wanted someone to make me feel like home, and you didn't realize that until you were literally presented it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And now you're like, I can't even get this bitch out of the house. You know what I mean?
No, I literally,
it's fine. She'll come out
which
this weekend.
Which it says a lot. Actually,
you want to be home.
Yeah, because before, anyone who's known me before, I was never out. Even when I lived
never home.
I was never home.
Yeah, you were always working, girl.
And not even just working. I was outside.
You were out in these streets.
Right. And now I'm like,
oh, that's 100% me too.
Right. I'm like, home's cool now.
No, you guys are cul-de-sac girls. You just come right
cul-de-sac.
back.
Okay, next email. I told homegirl that I'd read her email because she did.
One of the
someone was like, "Oh, I sent an email."
A long time ago. Can you please do it?
Okay. Could someone else read this? It's a little Jess turn.
Jess, you want to do it?
Sure.
You have such a great voice.
With
the tongue part.
Okay. Fool me once. Okay, girl. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Name, I'm not going to mention it. And so, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me is the subject. Message, please keep anon. Hi, Stefanie. She spelled your name right.
That's
we
my
love
girl.
With a heart. I just want to start by saying how much I love your podcast.
Aww.
I've been listening for years, and you've truly become like a big sister I never had. I've always thought about writing in, but never did. Now that I'm facing one of the hardest times of my life, I couldn't think of anyone better to turn to.
Okay. We're strapping in. We're here.
Okay. I'm a 26-year-old woman who recently moved to New York City for work.
Love it.
After settling in, I opened Hinge with the goal of finding someone serious, a partner, maybe even a husband. I went on a lot.
Very Jessica Clarke of you. Sorry. It is though. It is. It's very Jessica Clarke.
Barnyard unicorns.
Barnyard unicorns.
I went on a lot of dates. Some men wanted to lock me down right away, but I didn't feel the spark. Others only wanted something casual. Then I met someone we'll call James.
James?
James.
Okay, James.
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
I don't know if he's a good man yet, though.
Let's see.
We don't know.
From the very beginning, James was romantic, attentive, and sweet. He's 30, successful, and works in the medical field. Our first date was magical. Dinner, dancing, drinks on his rooftop, overlooking the city skyline. I even stayed over that night.
Get you like that.
Not because of anything physical, but because it was too late in the night. We just cuddled. A few days later, though, things did become physical, and the sex was honestly the best I've ever had. That's the gotcha.
That's the gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I felt completely uninhibited.
I feel like I already know where
couldn't
this is
finally
going.
let go. We started seeing each other regularly, sleepovers, home-cooked meals, deep conversations about family, religion, travel, and light-hearted fun in between. This reads very nicely. When we were together, for real, it felt amazing.
Y'all learn punctuation. Before there was AI, the punctuation was always off. Now y'all good at it. Thank you, though.
Yeah, the only time you guys knew periods were the monthly ones. Okay.
Yeah.
When we were together, it felt amazing, like we had real potential. But when I wasn't with him, he would vanish. When I wasn't with him, he would vanish.
Wait, so when they were together,
when we were together, it felt amazing, like we had real potential. But when I wasn't with him, he would vanish.
Okay, I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he only reached out when it suited him, and every time I convinced myself, it meant more than it did. Every time I convinced myself, it meant more than it did. Eventually, it was time for me to leave New York. A week before I left, we had a sweet as last date. Then we saw each other again a couple of days later, and that's when everything changed. The next day, I started noticing symptoms. At first, I thought it was a UTI, then maybe a yeast infection. I was also fighting off a cold I'd caught from him. A few days later, I got my period, and I felt like my body was completely falling apart. I left for vacation, but my symptoms only worsened. I spiraled, searching Dr. Google, stuck in denial and fear. 3 weeks later, back in my hometown, I finally went to a walk-in clinic. That's when I heard the words that shattered me. You have herpes.
Yep. I knew exactly where this is going.
I was stunned, heartbroken. I felt disgusted with myself for trusting someone who I thought was safe. Someone who works in healthcare. Someone who worked in healthcare and reassured me that he practiced safe sex. When we always used condoms except for one night when there was unprotected contact. He even showed me his old test results, which were negative for everything, but of course, herpes wasn't included. He explained that in the U.S., it's not something they test for because it's so common. Oh, she sounds like she may not be from here.
Yes.
Now I may also have oral HSV, which I'm still waiting to confirm.
Okay. Oh,
I can't complain. Yeah. I can't explain how devastating this has been.
Yeah,
I'm not reckless. I rarely have sex, and before him, I hadn't been with anyone for a year. I thought I was being careful. I thought I was making the right choices, and yet here I am.
Yeah.
It feels like like all of my dreams of marriage, of children, were ripped away in an instant. I feel worthless, broken, like I'll never be the same. My mental health has plummeted. I can't eat. I can't look at myself. I can't stop crying. I'm starting a new job in a new city while keeping this secret, and it's unbearable. I haven't told anyone because I don't want to be be a burden. I keep asking myself, why do the people who try to do everything the right way and still end up getting hurt the most? How do I rebuild? How do I find hope again? And for the future, I've always dreamed of. First and foremost, I'm concerned about my own health, but in the back of my mind, I can't help but think about how my future will no longer look the same. I won't be able to have casual sex or make out like I once did. I try to think of the past and the life I once had. I wish I could have protected myself more. I let myself and my future down. I truly feel worthless, girl, no. And like no one will ever want me. Right now, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm reaching out to you because I need your guidance. I need your big sister advice. Also, I know it is from him because I did a full panel before I left when I was negative for everything, including HSV, and he was my only sexual partner in NYC. And the last encounter was the only time his private area came in contact with mine. Thank you for being a source of comfort when I need it the most. I love you so much. I wish nothing but the best for you. With love, XOXO. She's a Taurus.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to process everything. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm gonna cry. I'm ovulating apparently.
There you go.
But I'm sorry. That's really hard. Oh God, why am I crying? I don't even.
Well, because she called you a big sister, and I feel like that you care about you care about your fans. Can I just say though, there is nothing wrong with herpes. There is nothing wrong with having STIs. There is nothing wrong with any time this is unfortunately what happens with human bodies. Chickenpox, form of herpes, cold sores, form of herpes. The amount of women we know that have HPV that just sits dormant in our bodies. The amount of people that I know have herpes that just sits dormant in their bodies. The amount of women I know who have had babies because, and although they have herpes, like, your life is not going to be stopped by this diagnosis. And it's really, it just breaks my heart that, like, first of all, fuck that dude. I'll find him and fight him for you. But it also breaks my heart that we live in a society that stigmatizes her to think that she can't have a future, or these things are like taken away from her.
That she's robbed of all of that.
Yeah, and she's not. You can live a perfectly healthy life. It really frustrates me that he is someone who works in the health industry and try to gaslight her with these corny ass shit where I'm like, that's not the truth about, as someone who gets literally tested every 2 months and every new partner, like, bro, come at me. Like, I just want our dear reader to know that, like, this is okay. That there are amazing, anytime someone, literally just saw my gynecologist, and she said this really amazing thing to me, which is, from today onwards is always the best day to get diagnosed for a disease because of how far we've come. I mean, with this current Trump administration, but in the scope of, what medication,
what we know about
with,
it,
the fact that the pills that we have, that people, the antibiotics, like the things that we can take to maintain and cover and, like, handle outbreaks. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing about herpes, is that they are triggered by lack of sleep, stress, bad eating habits, but that's also the same symptoms as bad skin. Same symptoms of, I'm about to start my period. So it's a very normal thing that these viruses.
And it's like the things that we have to like sustain and actually prioritize in life in general. So it's not like this like inconvenience. I mean, I don't want to say it's not an inconvenience, but in a sense of like having to like remind yourself to have good sleep and eat well and all that stuff. Is like it, at the end of the day, it's helpful in all ways, in so many different ways.
And like you said, it's not the inconvenience, it's just a realization. It's like, oh, okay, this is not inevitably going to end anything. This is just the beginning of a new way I have to, like, carry on and live my life and my lifestyle. But nothing is going to, like, be taken from you. And you still will be able to, like, find your person, and there's ways to be safe, and if anything, I mean, it is like, fucking, I'll admit it, my whole thing is a certain person ghosted me, and we found out because he burned me, you know what I mean? And so it was like, that was very difficult to deal with, and there's no embarrassment to it, but it is something that is like a massive violation. You do feel
betrayed, you feel violated. And you just feel like,
because you put my health at risk. Dude, homie, I'm gonna fucking fight you.
And especially knowing that she has always been, like, on top of it.
That's the betrayal part.
And it's just like, and it's and like, she's mourning so many different things and processing so many different things. So like, I empathize with that, but I think there's knowledge. Like, there's power in knowledge, or knowledge is power. And to know that, like, we have come a long way with this, and that there's so many people who are able to still live a happy, successful, loving life. And it's not like your world isn't over because of it. You know what I mean? And like, there is light and positivity, and it sucks to have to go through it. Like, it's definitely, like, frustrating. I also think that, like, community is everything. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know if there's anything, but I'm sure there's probably some sort of community for people who are going through that, right? And so maybe like looking into something like that, so you could find.
Oh, there's so many of them on TikTok.
There you go.
They really are. That's how
they're there. People are there.
People talk about, I mean, there's that girl, like, this has happened numerous times. I know someone who has had this happen where she literally had herpes sit dormant in her body. And then she hadn't had sex in a very long time. And she realized that she got it, like, literally 5 years Like she was like, did the math, and she was like, I would have gotten it at this point, but it just like it gets triggered and it just sits. And so it's like it sometimes doesn't get tested because there's so many different variables of it. The same way that like, you know, like we were all told about like a certain type of HPV and that like, oh, men only are carriers and they can't give it to you. Bullshit. We've learned that that's not true. And so, yes, there's a lot of amazing communities. And, you know, there's
people experience the same thing.
Exactly.
And I think just, surrounding yourself with people that like you could relate to and learn from and to feel seen and to feel validated and heard. Like, I think that could like, there's power in community too. You know?
I will say that to me, as someone, I think it's not even about other people. I think she may feel the betrayal of herself.
Yeah, no, without it's all of it.
I think
I think that's part of the grief of it all.
I think the grief of feeling like you're pure. You know, it's just like when you're a virgin.
Mourning that. You're
it's
mourning.
like when you're a virgin to like when you're 19 and you kind of use that as your badge of honor. And then, you know, it's the same thing. It's like, and then you lose it's a flex. And it sounded like she really took pride in how safe she was.
Yeah.
And she now feels like that has kind of been taken away, but it really hasn't. Like, everything can be renewed. Everything, like everything can be made new. There's someone that is out there that is for you that will love you enough beyond this. You know, you are not.
You're not defined by.
You're not defined by it at all.
It's
gonna, in the grand scheme of your life. You're 26, I think. This is simply a blip. Like, obviously, it's a big blip, and it's gonna be a life-altering blip. Of course, I'm not minimizing what you're going through, but I think most of all, work through it, and actually sit in it. You have to sit in it. It's not anything you should avoid, and then do your research. Because there is more. There is more life. There's so much more life for you to live. At this point, you have to make the choice to, you know, obviously in your time, to sit with it, accept it, and then think about what can I do to move forward.
Yeah.
And I think that will, when you start to do the research, as Steph and Rose said, you start to see hope in other people that are in your same situation, then you start to see the hope for yourself, you know?
Yeah, she's just in the thick of it right now.
Yeah,
and that's like fair. Like all of those feelings are valid. That's confusing. That wasn't.
Oh my God, it is the worst when you find that. Like when I got that call, then they were literally. I mean, look, I'll put myself on blast. Literally, a guy who I cared about ghosted me. I get a call. I find out that he probably ghosted me because he gave me chlamydia, and I remember just being there, being like, first of all, I haven't had that since I was in my 20s, so it feels weird as a 35-year-old to hear that flower again.
Recent?
Girl, yes.
Was
this year. Yep.
Oh,
yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. But took some antibiotics. I'm in the clear. But it was one of those things that it felt like someone broke into my house. They did not take anything.
Right.
They just broke into my house and I feel violated. And I don't know if I want to be in this house right now.
100%.
Right.
And it is the most annoying thing ever. What I loved though was the two other dudes that I had been hooking up with. Obviously I was using protection with them, but I had to hit him up and be like, bros, I'm so sorry. Like I have this, go get tested. Like I told you I was always going to be honest, and I fucked up because I thought the person I was hooking up with was being safe and he was being an asshole. I apologize for this inconvenience. Thankfully both those dudes were in the clear and good. But it still was one of those things where it was just so fucking frustrating because I was just like, and literally every time it's always been where I've just been like, fuck, it is part of, unfortunately, the game. And it's the roulette of it all. And it's just annoying because I think that guy even tried to like convince himself that it's like, you know what I mean? Like he was even trying to like gaslight her into thinking whatever. And he hasn't even come to the terms with that. It's really normal, homie. It hurts though. And you can sit in this, but you're not alone. And I just think that I just feel so angry because I want to fight this man. Like it's just because I don't want her to feel like these things are being taken from her.
One, you are not defined by this.
Absolutely not.
This is not who you are. This is just something that you have. But it's not who you are.
And
What?
So I was just gonna say, Jonathan Van Ness, who was on Queer Eye, they have they live with AIDS, and they wrote an amazing like book about it, and in the chapter, they talk about it, and like and they're happily married, and it's obviously not with the person that gave them AIDS, but like what that did to them, and how like JVN now like carries themselves in the world and everything, but they are a queer human being who lives with the disease and who is still living. And that's it's very it's unfortunate because I feel like because it was so attached to like the gay and like queer, lesbian, or just like the gay community with like AIDS and everything, that we also have like our own weird shame, but it like happens to everyone. And it is like it's possible to get through this. Basically, you're gonna get through this. For
sure. Aw, we're here for you. We love you. We're all your big sisters. We're all over 30.
I will fucking fight the shit out of that. I will curb stomp that man.
Send his address.
Because I'm singing a gospel song and
y'all amazing grace.
You see how you have different dimensions. You got spiritual, you got physical.
Just
you're
gonna say a prayer for you.
Yeah,
you're surrounded.
Rose will.
I'll fight too.
Yeah, there you go.
Never get it twisted.
Yeah. She's a holy roller, okay?
Let's go. I will pull up.
Yes.
Quickly.
Bare knuckles and rosary beads. Let's go.
Expeditiously.
She's going to crucify him.
Oh, my God. Okay. Wait, what? You said what?
Your black hair is nice.
Oh, thank you.
She's had it the whole time.
I had it the whole time. You just noticed I had black. That's funny. She's like, oh, wait, your black hair is nice.
It's not a wig.
Black.
It's nice.
It's extension.
Well, it's fake hair.
But it's not a wig.
It's not a wig, but it's not all mine. It's like, you know what I mean?
Are you borrowing it?
Yeah.
I love when people say that. I'm like, it's still like, if it's on your head, it's yours.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
Like,
even a wig, if it's yours, it's fine.
Me, you know what I mean?
It's not from me.
It's like it was bought.
It's from, it's from your pocket.
I mean, hey, an adopted child is still your child, even though it's not from your body.
There you go.
So I'm just saying,
honestly,
that was actually not.
That was deep.
That was really
good.
That was a yoga move because that was a stretch, but it landed.
It landed.
But it fucking landed.
It did.
Wait, I feel like you're late for your date.
Yeah, you're late for your date.
Or do you not care?
Oh my God, it's literally about to be. Are you about to be like on time?
No.
I mean, it's 1 minute to your date time, but I'm saying like Jess on time.
I know, Jess time. Where is the date?
It's 15 minutes from here. 15.
So
1-5. Okay.
I was like, should we do another email or is that pushing it?
I'll just have to do my makeup, but
you're not done?
No, I have to.
Well, you look so pretty.
Like, I don't know what.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look beautiful.
You're gonna add more.
I don't know because I don't know what I look like.
Oh, we might have to let her do her makeup.
Okay,
and then we can do our things.
Okay,
she can just stay in the room, kick it.
Any
Can we kick it?
Yes, we can.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Anyways, any last words? Anything? Just tie the knot, or no? Just plug yourself.
Just plug yourself.
Oh, I plugged myself. Okay. Hey.
No, that was
that was for something else.
Jessica? Hi. Who's she? I don't know.
Been a long time.
Yeah, been a long time. I
should have left you
without
a
beat.
J.Clarke _
J.Clarke.
There you go.
You can follow me on Instagram at J.Clarke_.
How did I know? Because I always have to type it up. You bitch.
You can find me at the book bitch or Rose _ at a stone, my Venmo and my Instagram and everything else.
Aw, and y'all know what it is. Follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. Love you guys send more emails because look, Rose is here and we got to make sure we're on top of it. Because some people were complaining like, yeah, I didn't think you'd ever respond. Well, no, we're gonna respond.
It now.
We're responding. Calm down.
Ooh. Jess is gonna do our new jingle. Say less.
Brocotherapy.
Because therapy is too expensive.
Broke girl therapy.